gentlemen, welcome to My Gorgeous Son, a podcast hosted by me, Rollie Bush, and my gorgeous, talented, wonderful son, Andy! Hello. Featuring, as always, Everardo the Intern, fresh from Ryerson University's podcast program, and our producer, Stefan, and a special guest every week, Andy!
Yes.
Hello!
Hello!
Oh, wow, what a great, it's a great time. We're already having a great time. How are you doing?
I'm feeling great.
Oh, he's feeling good. I'm feeling good. Today we're going to get into all sorts of things. We got a special positivity life coach that we're going to interview. He's going to give Andy advice on what to do with his life, as always. And here's a little tale I like to tell. As Andy went down to, he grew up in Halifax with me under my roof, went down to Los Angeles to pursue fame and fortune, failed at that, and then came back and we met up in Toronto and now he's living at home again. And I think that's accurate.
That's, close except for the failure part. I just missed you, basically. So there comes a time in someone's life when you start to worry about your parents and you want to be closer to them. And
I didn't realize you were living with me because you were worried about me.
Yeah, that's why.
I didn't know that. That's
and Trump won, and then
Oh, you were fleeing Trump.
Yeah.
You're like all those Americans who said they were going to move to Canada, except you were a Canadian who went to an economically more convenient situation.
But anyway, I'm happy to be here. It's very good. It's exciting to be on this podcast,
For anyone
I
who's
guess.
tuning into this podcast, this is it's a multi-purpose fold. It's I host it just to spend some quality time, some QT with my cute boy Andy, my lovely son, and also we bring on a variety of guests who could give you advice on how to take your life in a different direction or how to improve things. We could all use that advice, and Andy could use it too. So this is all about my boy. But before we get into any of that too deeply, Andy, how's it going? How's your week? How the heck was your week?
My week was great. My week was really good. I did a lot of. I bought a piano, so that's exciting.
Oh, the piano! We talked about that last week. We talked about how you were gonna buy it.
Yeah, yep. And I decided to buy it. I went and I purchased it. The person at the store upsold me, but I.
What do you mean? What to add additions to it?
Yeah, just better. Better drums and like
classic piano upsell. You want the standard piano drums or better piano drums?
Well, you also bought drums.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
That's just buying a separate thing.
He was like, you could take this piano that just has the piano stuff, but then this has drums and horns and all that other cool stuff that you probably want if you want to be a gig musician. So
when you're saying piano, but you mean like synthesizer?
Well, it's not a synthesizer. It's an electric piano that plays other instruments. So that was, I don't know.
That's different.
He was very convincing. Well, I didn't want to buy an actual piano. Who buys pianos now? Nobody. No one buys a piano.
Yeah.
Sounds like you did, and drums.
No.
Everardo's getting cute.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't introduce our intern, Everardo.
Yes. That's right. I'm here, Everardo, intern. Happy to be here.
Oh, great to have you, Everardo.
Yeah, it's great being here. It's my favorite internship I've ever done.
You're fresh out of, what college did I scoop you out of? Ryerson?
Ryerson.
Ryerson. Wow,
Ryerson,
is that what they call it?
Yeah, not Ryerson. It's
the
actually
porno
Ryerson.
nobody asked for.
Above us. It's on the second floor of a bank in Chinatown. It's called Ryerson, and it has a podcasting program. And this is part of my internship for that.
That's a deeply nuanced Toronto porn joke. If you know Chinatown and you know the sort of places that would be above the buildings in it.
Yeah, this is just a legit college. University college.
Why are you so naturally shifty?
Yeah.
Nothing you say is believable.
You went to class. You went to school for podcasting.
Yeah.
And this is what has come out.
Your whole thing is like you say statements that no one would disbelieve and somehow manage to make them hard to believe. Today I was walking down the street. It doesn't matter. There's no difference.
Yeah, well, at Ryerson, they want us to kind of...
Stop saying Ryerson.
He's going with it. He's going to stay with it. Ryerson.
What a cutie.
Take a mistake and turn it into, something that is the opposite of that.
No mistakes in improv. No mistakes in improv. Only gifts.
It's all gifts. That's what it's called.
Del Close. Del Close.
Del Close said that?
I once did heroin with Del Close. We jerked off into the same small toilet.
Good God.
Wow. John Belushi was...
That was the first Del Close marathon.
Oh, my God.
Del Close marathon.
I drank, full disclosure, I drank way too much green tea before this, and I think I got jittery.
Fucked you up.
Yeah, I'm lisping, I'm saying
Switch your consonants constantly, mess things up.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is also the first time I've talked publicly today.
Oh, you're having one of those quiet all day days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Del Close marathon. Del Close marathon. You know Del Close, Andy?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Everardo, you know Del Close, the work of Del Close?
Familiar, yeah.
I mean, he started. He's pretty much all modern improv. It comes from him.
If you ever want to have like a fun way to commit suicide, buy a gun and then just ask an improviser about Del Close. About 7 minutes into their reverential eyes to God tale,
and then
about
ask
his doings. Just slowly put the gun in your mouth and release yourself.
Ask him the difference between IO and UCB as well, because that's a big matter of contention with Del Close. Because Del Close was essentially, I'm turning into that guy. Never mind.
You'll do it. You're halfway there. I would love to hear, as someone who's, I wouldn't want to say dabbled in improv.
We'll say dabbled.
I want to hear give us the quick Del Close biopic.
I don't know that much about Del Close. All I know is that he sort of started IO or was part of IO, and then there was a schism.
IO stands for?
Improv Olympic.
Cool.
There you go. And then there was a schism. I think after his death, fairly recently actually, and then a group of IO members went off and made the Upright Citizen Brigade. This is
the history of the Upright Citizens Brigade. When I ask you to describe someone's life,
I don't know about Del Close. Who the fuck is he? I don't really know.
That's why
that is what everyone knows.
I really don't. I was talking about the difference between UCB and IO, and then you're like, tell me about Del Close. I don't know.
Then say that. I say, what? Andy, tell me about Del Close. She's like, he started a theater. He died. Now let me tell you about this separate theater that started.
That's all I know.
You've been drinking the UCB Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I don't know much about Del Close. He was a great man.
That's why I wanted to hear your best attempt.
Well, that was my attempt, and you just ripped it apart.
I didn't mean to.
I want to hear your story about Del Close. Is that it? You just jerked off in a toilet together? Do you have any other? That's all.
Yeah.
That's it? You did? That was it?
Del Close and I got together. It was the late 60s, Chicago. We were coming out of a Cubs game. Go Cubbies. Went back to his place. Did some smack, or as we called it at the time, which the kids are now calling, new smack. And we tied off. We went to the bathroom, found his smallest toilet, and jerked off into it together.
Where
John
Belushi
was in the other room.
Really?
And he was banging on the door going, guys, I have to pee. And we were like, shut up, man.
Because you couldn't finish quick enough?
That's cool, man.
He wanted the toilet for peeing in, and Del and I wanted to jerk off into it.
I know, I'm just saying it took too long.
To the small one.
Okay, cool.
He had two toilets.
Yeah, the small one. So I guess Jim Belushi could have used the big one, though.
Jim Belushi.
Oh, John Belushi.
No, that's good. That's a good Freudian slip about your comedic tastes.
Jim Belushi is not that bad.
What?
Wow.
Jim Belushi is not that bad. Have you seen, what is that? The one about, it's like not Family Man, because that's
According to Jim?
No, that's
According to Jim.
No, there's there's one about, it's not Family Man, but there's a Jim Belushi version of Family Man. Where he's like
Family Man, like the Nicolas Cage
movie?
movie?
Where he's like, I wish, which is essentially just, it's a wonderful life.
I wish I'd hit that home run because then I'd have a hot wife.
It's something like that. I want to look that up.
That's the Nick Cage one.
Wait, maybe it's a remake of a Jim Belushi movie.
No, you think the Nick Cage one's a remake of a Jim Belushi movie?
I swear to God.
How far back do you think Jim Belushi goes?
Essentially, as soon as John Belushi died, Jim Belushi came in.
He was reborn as a worse one.
Is Jim
we
Belushi
should all be so lucky.
Blues Brothers 2000 or no?
I think Jim took on the role, yeah.
Oh, did he?
And
really?
then Dan Aykroyd has somehow become his own Jim Belushi.
Oh, God.
He's spelling it with two A's now. Dan Aykroyd.
Wow, Jim Belushi was in Red Heat. I forgot that.
What's Red Heat?
Red Heat is him and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a buddy cop movie, and Arnold is from another country. In it, I want to know what
Arnold's from another country. I thought Yeah.
Not generally.
It's funny. It's funny how seldom that happened. How often we were asked to be like, "Hey, this is my friend Arnold Schwarzenegger from like Iowa," and he was like,
They never talked about
I grew
it.
up with among us humble people.
Yeah, he's in a small town in
There
like
is a lot of the
Minnesota.
time where, he's like an everyman American.
Totally. Him and like Van Damme. Where they'd be like, "You're the best American soldier we have," and Van Damme would be like, literally speaking French, and they'd be like, "Wow, I love that New York accent. Will you go fight for us in this blood sport?"
Oh my God, Jim Belushi's been in a million things. I'm never going to find this. But
He has truly proven that quantity is more important than quality in the Belushi world.
I loved him in K9. That was another one I loved.
K9.
K9, right.
There was Turner and Hooch,
Yeah.
right, which was super sad.
Yeah.
And K9 was the more uplifting one of them.
Sure.
Where
They
Jim
came out in the
Belushi
same year.
dies.
Jim Belushi and a dog as cop partners. The rare film where both of the cop partners are the shitty cop partner that doesn't belong in the film without a straight man to hold it all up. There's no Tom Hanks.
My favorite dog and cop partner thing is Puchinsky. Do you remember the
yes.
Puchinsky?
I've heard about this.
Where I think is it Peter Boyle? The guy from, I think it's a dad from Everyone Loves Raymond. He's a cop who somehow turns into a dog and is a cop.
Okay,
The
listen.
dog's a cop.
Okay, that's
What? Don't interrupt just yet. Say it again.
Did you say a cup?
No,
No, he
he's
said
a cop.
That wasn't the weird part.
Okay, sorry, I missed it.
The weird part was that I was unsure of every word that I said.
And then he tried to dismount like he had said something coherent. It's about a cop who's a dog who's a cop. Bada
dies.
bing, make my movie.
He dies saving a dog, I'm pretty sure.
Everardo, can I ask you to... I'm just going to really quickly... I'm going to say 3 movie titles to you, and I want you to, as quickly as possible...
I'm sweating
Summarize.
so bad
I want you to summarize what they're about, okay? And give me the one-sentence elevator pitch about these movies, okay? Terminator, give it to me.
Okay. This is about a kill bot machine from the future.
No, period. Full stop.
Full stop.
Yes. All right.
Well, yeah.
That would be great.
I mean, that's
on a
like
VHS dust jacket.
In Everardo's mind, a
Isn't it?
movie is just a character study. All right, here's another one.
honestly, I'm more familiar with T2.
Give me T2.
Okay. Now he's in T2 he's good. Like the Terminator's good.
I want this to be the
wait.
description of the movie.
Those are the twin descriptions. So one is a killbot from the future, period. And then the
stop,
second
full
one
stop.
is, in this one, he's
good.
good.
Is it? That's not.
That's good. Okay, and then a third
not
one.
wrong, though.
The third one. Give me Amélie in a sentence. Give me the
Amélie,
French indie darling picture, Amélie.
This is about a French woman in Paris who is just living her, trying to live her life in a fun way.
Yeah, that was the closest one. That was easily the best one.
Okay.
What is that movie even about?
Actually, after I asked it, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, we can't even make fun of it.
I think it's about
French
how
movies?
hard it's like if you're cute, if you do things cute, eventually it
Yeah.
all works out. You just got to make sure to do them cute.
Dad,
Yeah.
I'm going to cut you off here because I have to say I was right. There was a movie in 1990 starring Jim Belushi called Mr. Destiny, and this is the synopsis. Larry Burroughs.
Wait, let me tell you what it's all about.
Okay, you tell me. What is it about?
It's about a man who prays for his brother to die so he can have some of his wealth and fame. And then Mr. Destiny, the genie, shows up and grants him this wish. And he gets to make 1,000 unmemorable films and one of the worst TV shows of all time. Is that what Mr. Destiny is about?
Surprisingly, yes.
All
No,
right,
no.
give me the real one.
Larry Burroughs is unhappy and feels powerless over his life. God, it does sound like it. It does sound like it. He believes his entire life could have turned out differently had he not missed that shot in a baseball game when he was a kid. One night he meets
Wait, that shot in a based-ball
That's
game.
what it says.
All right.
One night
Doesn't say basketball?
No.
Okay.
One night he meets this mysterious man named Michael, played by Michael Caine, who could change his fate by offering him that alternative life he always dreamed of. But as Burroughs embarks on this journey, of self-discovery, he realizes that even his new life has its problems and drawbacks. Ooh. So it's basically like Family Man a little bit.
It's almost exactly like it, yeah.
So I say it's maybe a remake.
I mean, I think it's a common premise.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
The old, my life would have turned out different if blank, and then you get the wish fulfilled, but it's not what you wanted. If you get loose enough, you can make that the Little Mermaid.
I guess.
A little bit. She gets legs.
Could.
It's hard, but then it's awesome. It's just if she had a voice, it would be better. The Little Mermaid's just about how getting everything you wish you had is perfect unless you lose your voice in the meantime, and then you got to struggle a bit. You got to struggle.
Yeah.
Everardo, real quick, give me your best Michael Caine impression.
All right, Batman.
That's good.
That's pretty good. I was surprised
Dick Van
myself.
Dyke as Michael Caine.
Jim Batman.
That's good. Andy, you want to give me one?
Batman. What are you doing, Batman? Come here. I want to tell you about this batarang. Only use it for good.
I think that's Carl Pilkington from the Ricky Gervais podcast.
You do one. Give me your best, Michael Caine.
Oh, no. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Oh,
what movie's that from?
Look how small that toilet is. No. And you're saying, I just tie off and then we all jack off into that toilet. That one. While John Belushi is begging to get into the bathroom. That's my impression of Michael Caine from the time that he did Heroin with Del Close and I.
didn't mention that.
While John Belushi was begging to use the toilet. And then we all jerked off into the little toilet. And then Michael Caine, as a prank, jerked off into the big toilet.
What do you mean, little toilet?
Yeah, I've been waiting for anyone to ask me what I meant by that.
I've been picturing a bidet the whole time.
Nah, he just had 2 toilets.
Okay.
Did you have something else you wanted to talk about, Everardo?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to thank you for bringing me on your pickleball team. It was a great game this weekend.
Very welcome.
Yeah. I never realized, but I am a bit of a natural athlete with pickleball. Helps I am the youngest person playing by probably 30 years or so.
Do you want to, to our listeners, do you want to describe pickleball?
Oh, yeah. So pickleball, this is a game, it's basically like badminton mixed with ping pong. It's like a slower version of badminton. And it's something you play with like a wiffle ball and wooden paddles. And Mr. Bush here needed a partner for doubles. And luckily I went and, we played a nice round and...
Yeah, don't look at me like that, Andy. You don't like pickleball. You never have. Everardo's just...
I don't care. I do not want to play pickleball.
Everardo's slotting in. Yeah. He's doing the nice thing.
If ever I roll my ankles, I'm sure you could fill in for me, but...
if he ever rolls both his ankles at once during pickleball.
Mm-hmm. And...
Everardo, you got a full pickle in the third...
That's true.
Brine.
And some people are saying I'm a bit of a sore winner because I did 15 minutes of what can only be described as a touchdown dance in a pickleball court.
It could be described other ways.
As just a dance.
It could be described as a dance.
The pickleball winning dance.
It can only be described as a specific type of dance.
Looked at the other team and I said, "How do you like that?" I'm not proud of this, but I did call them fucking losers.
Yeah.
And
Everardo got a little bit.
the ball.
Yeah.
Out there.
He spiked the wiffle ball and it didn't do much damage, but the point was made. And most of the old timers on that court that day, they filed a complaint. Ooh. They filed a complaint with the Y staff.
Yeah, so I don't know. I might have to start playing in a disguise or something because I am addicted to pickleball.
No, you have not been banned from the pickleball.
I'm a bit of a bad boy in the pickleball.
You got one. You got a warning. He always blows things out of proportion. He gets so dramatic.
I'm wanted by the official pickleball league.
Yeah, you're gonna show up in a Guy Fawkes mask. P is for pickleball.
And. Yeah, so I'm not proud of it, but what can you say when you're winning and the feeling of excitement and winning is coursing through your veins? You'll scream at some seniors.
Sure.
I really thought this was a bit, but it's an actual thing.
This is a real story.
Yeah.
I love the combination of weird bravado and total non-confidence that you tell stories.
Yeah,
with
in real life, I'm kind of a timid guy, not really an athlete, but something about just being the youngest person in the room and
Sure.
power
it
that
just
comes
goes
with
right
it.
to my
Yeah.
head.
I would say being very good at pickleball still makes you not really an athlete. I wouldn't go too far.
Some
here,
people do
Everardo.
say it's more of a game, not a sport.
That's
but,
right. It falls. It's roughly slotted in the sporting categories between chess and like running while playing chess, jog chess.
Well, if it's not a sport, then how can they play it on cruise ships?
Because it's a leisure activity.
Why were you playing
Okay.
pickleball? What
What
made
do you
wanna do
mean?
it?
Why? We're part of a league, which I've told you about like a dozen times, and I've asked you to be my partner, like a good son does, and you haven't. So Everardo
Because
had
I
to
thought
come
it was
in.
a fake thing. I thought it was another one of your pranks.
What do you mean prank? What am I gonna do? Like, hey, come play pickleball. I invite you to the Y and then shove
bunch
a
of-
pickle up
yeah,
your ass and
yeah.
film it for my old friends. Because I wouldn't call that pickleball. I'd call it pickle ass.
He has done that too in the change.
I have done that, but only pre-game to competitors.
Yeah, it's more of a pump up kind of thing for us.
We did that thing from Breakfast Club to one of the seniors.
God.
We did the Emilio Estevez thing where we duct taped an old man's ass cheeks together and then tore the skin off. And Everardo loved it. The camera was shaking
I
while
don't
he was
even
filming
really
it.
love pickleball that much, but the
Yeah.
pre-game antics,
The pre and post
those
game
get
antics.
me pumped up.
Yeah, Everardo's worried about getting banned for spiking a wiffle ball. We duct taped an old man's ass cheeks together. That's getting us banned for sure. But we also swore him to secrecy or we'd do so much worse. Because we know we're
But you've
we're
just told everybody that you did this.
who
now, so-
gives a shit?
Yeah, okay.
Trust
I
me, the
guess.
YMCA staff is not listening to this podcast. They got bigger fish to fry. Speaking of which, we fried a fish and put it down that old man's ass cheeks. We forced him to clench it and walk
Yeah.
around and call himself fish ass.
I knew I brought my hot plate and frying oil for a good reason.
Yeah, because I asked you to, because I told you
Yeah.
we were going to fry a fish
Oh,
and put him down that man's ass cheeks.
Oh, yeah, that makes it real tasty.
He's going to have to, and then when we forced him to eat it, and we forced him to say, thank you, Daddy. He was 75 years old. He fought in a war. Anyway, we had a good time. Pickleball rules.
Jesus, man.
Honestly, the worst
Yeah.
part of pickleball is playing pickleball. But the best part is showing up, hanging out with your
See-
friends in the change room, brutally bullying
Yeah.
old man.
This is why
See, this
you
is-
don't actually bring me, because I won't do those things.
You couldn't handle it.
I
think.
won't.
don't bring you because you refuse to come. I would love for you to come and have a nice father-son prank experience.
I don't want to duct tape men's asses together.
It's bonding.
not-
It's
not
bonding. All the other guys in the change room think it's hilarious.
They're
Do they
begging
really?
us to do it to them.
To
and-
the old people?
And it's for the YouTube channel, which is getting crazy views.
You guys have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, we got Rollie and Ev tape that ass.
There's several different videos of you taping different asses.
We do other stuff, but that's our focal prank. Yeah,
Yeah.
focal.
Good
We've
lord.
taped, I don't know, 16 asses by now.
We taped John Tory's ass cheeks together. We broke into to his mayor's office wearing balaclavas, and Everardo was wearing a Rob Ford mask.
Yeah.
And he's,
Again, you are incriminating yourself here.
it doesn't matter. Nobody listens to this. He's got bigger
Yeah.
fish to fry. Speaking of which, we fried a fish and forced John Tory to hold it in his ass. And we told him, the last things we said were, build a subway to Scarborough, where we'll be back.
Yeah.
Tape your ass again.
And everyone there loved it. Norm was looking in at the window cheering us on. You know Norm.
Who's Norm?
You know that guy who's like friends with Drake on
The
Twitter?
sixth dad.
He's like an
I
old
really
man
don't know
who,
what you're talking about.
is
You don't
kind
know
of like
about
a
Norm? Norm, what's his last name?
I don't even
Kelly?
know. Norm
Kelly?
Kelly, yeah.
Norm Kelly.
All right.
He's like an old fucking man who
I don't even know who he is. He's
he
just
got
like a
famous
politician.
by just using like, he's like the political equivalent of like a rapping granny. So like he wears like a
Yeah.
sideways hat and he'll be like, this winter stay woke, bae. But he's
No.
like an old, I'm not even
Yeah.
joking. He's like an old man who holds political office, and then he like sells toques with his like brand on it.
Oh my
And he looks old as shit. Like he's not one of these like young looking old guys. Like he's very old.
Yeah, and he voted to defund like homeless shelters, and then he'll be like, this winter buy my toque, six dad. So anyway, he gets some flack for that.
Yeah, I would
he's
say.
kind of a sack of shit.
Well,
I hope this isn't like
Yeah.
illegal what I'm about to say, but I'd love to like fucking murder him.
I think that's maybe close.
I don't mean it. Parody
yeah.
law, fair use, fair use.
Yeah, parody law.
No, he's a bad sack of shit, and he like intervenes in like rap feuds, like when Drake was feuding with Meek
Yeah.
Mill. Do you remember that?
Of course I don't.
You don't know about that one?
Yeah, but anyway, sure. Okay.
Well, he told Meek Mill he's not allowed back in Toronto.
Yeah, that's right.
And
And
I don't
he
know
has
what
the-
kind
like,
of authority he has on
He
this.
tweeted at him? Is that what happened?
That's it. Yeah, that is.
He was like
exactly what
hashtag nope. Hashtag not in my border.
So he's like a right-wing nut kind of guy? Or
No, his politics are very hard to suss out. Although he's probably conservative, but he seems his major game is just promoting himself. And honestly, like he's like at least that one scene from Bulworth as a man. Remember when
he's rapping? Yeah. I thought that was every scene in Bulworth.
it might
isn't
be. I've never seen
Yeah.
it. That's a fun little trip down a variety of lanes, but we cannot lose sight of what this podcast is all about. It's about helping my gorgeous son, Andy, pursue his dreams, follow his pure life's path to the highest highs. And in the name of that, we like to bring on a guest every episode to help him out. And this week's guest is so great. I saw her speaking at a women's positivity conference, the Women Conference, at the convention center across town, and I was just blown away by everything she had to say. So please welcome Linda Van Hope. Sorry for making you sit there and listen to us talk about Jim Belushi, etc. for like 45 minutes.
It's fine. I get paid by the minute, so
wow.
that's fine.
I forgot I am paying Linda to be here.
You're paying her to be here, Dad.
Yeah. Well, I think that she's got a lot to say on the topic of positivity, on the topic of, have I summed up what you do well enough?
Well, I am a success coach.
Okay.
So I coach success into people. I coax it in mostly.
Coach it and coax it.
I funnel success.
Sure. Wow.
Inside of
increasingly aggressive verbs. Yeah. That's good. I love that. So, and what's how'd you get? What's your story? How'd you get started? What's your favorite thing about it? Tell us everything.
Okay, so I did get started. I don't know how familiar you are with Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Pray, Love.
Any relation to
Another
the
movie.
cartoon comic strip character Gilbert?
Vaguely cousins on the father's side, yes.
Oh, nice.
Patrilinear
Nice.
family.
She wrote. What did you say she wrote?
Eat,
Eat,
pray, love.
Oh, familiar with that. Mm-hmm. Is this a good book? Is this a book?
It is not.
Oh, you don't like it?
No.
Is she your competition?
She is.
Ooh,
Yes.
Eat that.
Yes,
Pray
but
on
she is
that.
also my qualification because in her being such a successful life coach and positivity guru, and since she and I both went to college with the same professors at separate times, I feel qualified.
So you went to college for what you do?
No.
Oh.
I went to college for philosophy.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
And what does that look like when you're you're taking this path? Okay, I'm putting together the pieces. Philosophy. You're thinking about life, meaning, the world. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm saying it, it doesn't seem like such a large leap to
Yes.
positivity coaching.
Yes, for hire.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yes,
Sure.
I just pummel success into people.
Yeah.
Like a philosopher.
Who's your favorite philosopher that would have pummel? I just
Yeah,
talked
wait.
that
Definitely Epicurus.
we've gone from coach to coax to funnel to pummel. We're following a sort of like aggressive rhyme progression here. I like this.
I love it. It's very
So
structured.
Epicurus is your favorite?
Well, I'm
Yes.
curious to hear what you like about him because I don't even know who that is.
Oh, well, excellent. Okay, so he is he's an ancient Greek philosopher.
Oh, I'm only familiar with the modern Greeks.
Oh, then you are missing out.
Stavros.
You got to catch up on the backlog. It's a lot of bangers back there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So he, Epicurus, decided that life is actually better if you have less. So he was one of the first simplicity people, and he married his cousin and lived off of cabbage.
Wow.
Yes.
I really?
Yes.
Is it?
One
I
of
guess
the
it
greatest
is it
success
simpler
stories.
to marry your cousin? I guess it's a bit simpler.
It's simpler. It's simpler.
It was simpler back then, I think. Maybe not now.
And I do think Greek families, if I can operate using only stereotypes, they live together.
Oh, you can. Yep.
And they love big weddings.
Oh, they love them big and they love them fat.
Sure do.
They
Rollie.
love them Greek.
Sure do.
That's good. Do you like the work of Nina
No, I only read women's memoirs.
And then no movies to speak of.
Never seen a movie.
Sure. Not even like Eat, Pray, Love the movie?
No, I would never.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
You hate her.
Yeah.
You hate this woman.
Well, I positively hate her.
Oh, sure. You want to pummel your opinions into her.
Yes. My success, I want to just drape it on her and then have it hit her.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I know that you're an expert in positivity, but you are transparently angry. You're not doing a good job hiding it.
Oh, I am not into hiding things. I like to keep everything up and boiling, just rolling boil.
You're rolling boil. So, and you don't feel that sort of conflicts with the message of positivity at all?
No, it's a wake up juice that's free. Just staying rageful.
This is so different from what I assumed your whole deal was not 6 minutes ago.
I kind of, I was nervous. I kind of like her now. I think this. So you're just saying rage is helpful.
Very helpful.
So it's just if you just can stay at a 9 rage wise.
Yes.
Yes. How do you get success from that?
Well,
please tell me.
You can read about it in my book, just like Elizabeth Gilbert has Eat, Pray, Love. Mine is skinny rage. Hate.
Skinny rage hate.
Wow.
You gotta stay skinny. It's a mean world out there. You gotta
I
stay
feel
skinny.
like the word positivity is misleading. Positivity coach.
Positive, that you have to be positive about your rageful emotions. Yes.
I guess that tracks. Yeah, you got to be true to yourself. You got to be true to yourself.
Well,
now, okay. Go ahead.
Oh,
Everardo.
I was just going to ask, what kind of people do you coach?
Very
success?
rich people.
Rich
and
people.
I coach them into more riches.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they
sure.
kind of do most of the work for you.
No.
And you
Like who?
Okay.
Give us the juice. Give us the juice. Give us the rage juice.
It rhymes with
Polanis Porbus.
Stamos.
It rhymes with John Stamos.
It rhymes with
that?
what? Say that again.
John Stamos.
It rhymes with John
Don
Stamos.
Damos.
Oh my God, Bon Jamos.
Him, yes, very successful sports writer. Bon Jamos.
You coached Bon Jamos of
The
the
Bon.
Kansas City Sentinel,
I did.
sports writer of
Yes.
fame.
Yes, and he didn't even have a column when I started with him.
He was just independently wealthy.
Yes, his parents were very rich.
And how did the
Trust
rage help him get that job? Like, how do you like?
How did it not help him
in an
get that
interview?
job?
How would you go about that? That's like
Well, he walked into the glass office
okay.
where his editor was smoking a cigar, asking for more
Okay,
photos.
yeah, because it was 1955. All right.
And he slammed that glass door so hard that it broke
Wow.
while asking for a raise, demanding a raise. And
He demanded a raise before he even had the job.
That's incredible.
That is nervous.
That is success.
And the editor promptly died of a heart attack because he was smoking a lot. And,
And he was probably surprised.
Yeah, a little surprised.
Yeah.
And then he died,
Yeah.
and he got the job.
Whoa.
Bon
And
Jamos.
I have a
did.
question about the editor.
Thank you.
The cigar smoking editor. Did he ever manage to get those photos of Spider-Man?
No, tragically he died.
Sure. So
Dad, I'm really glad you brought her to help me.
listen, I think that we're getting a lot of good stuff out of this. We're getting positivity. We're getting, if to use the example of Bon Jamos, going for what you want and
That's
demanding
right.
it.
That's right.
So you're saying that's what I should be doing right now. I should be demanding the things that I want
Well,
furiously.
what is it that you do now?
Oh, that is an excellent question, Andy. Do you want to answer
Yeah,
that?
I've been
you want to
wondering
field
this
that, Andy,
myself.
since it's about you?
It's a lot of things. I mean, I'm sort of a man of many interests.
Soros.
Well,
I am a man of many interests.
Is your rage just...
Wait, no, don't deflect this.
Andy, what do you do? I didn't ask what you don't.
so
I
sorry,
am a
Andy.
man of
I shouldn't
many
have interrupted.
talents and many interests.
Well, what are these interests?
I like to write. I like to play music. I like to I like to study. I'm a
He's a
studier.
Renaissance man.
Yeah, I'm actually reading the Divine Comedy, so that's
Are you?
something. Interestingly enough, Epicurus is in hell in the Divine Comedy. All of the philosophers are in hell. One of the circles, I think, is the fifth, just because they got it wrong. You know,
What is this? A cutting remark that Ted Danson delivers on NBC's The Good Place? Is that what I'm hearing
Good
right
Place
now?
jokes. I'm a big fan.
I love The Good Place.
Yeah, the Good Place.
Let me tell you, those philosophers, they're in the bad place. Sorry, Cheaty. Sorry, Cheaty. You guys watch that?
I do.
So
yeah.
you got all these talents. Are any of these? How are these
How do I
applicable?
take these talents and turn them into success? Is my question. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's my question
Okay,
too.
but you haven't established what makes you talented.
Well,
Where is your talent?
Well, I guess, I don't know if I'm exactly talented as a writer or a musician, but it's what I like to do. How do I know if
You
I'm
have
talented?
to. It's not what you like to do. It's what you're talented.
But how do I
at.
know that?
You would be better than other people at something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like how I am.
So
with
how would
pickleball.
how would
Right?
that be? What?
Pickleball, a good example.
or like what I am at, like taping old men's ass cheeks together with duct tape.
I mean,
I'm honestly,
you're the Einstein of it.
I'm the best and possibly the only man pushing
That's
that art
certainly the
forward.
worst, and only.
So how am I supposed to find out if I'm better than other people? Do I?
Well,
say-
has anybody ever paid you to do anything?
Well, no, but
Never.
Yes.
well, I guess yes.
I paid you
Directing.
$5 to write me a nice piano song about taking a bath.
I think that was a pretty good song,
I
Dad.
paid you a nice $5. How did that go again? How did that go again? The nice little piano song you sang me about taking a bath.
Really, it was
Soothed
more,
me so good.
It was more of a ballad, really. So,
Sure, yeah,
yeah.
sure. It doesn't. Okay. How did that go again?
I'm not going to sing it, but I'll do the lyrics.
Sure.
Dad in the water, like a greasy otter.
Yeah.
Cute and soft.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft. That part I just kind
That's
of
my
Rhyme
favorite
soft
part.
with
That's
soft.
my favorite part.
soft. Where I rhyme soft with soft. I kind of lost it a little
then
bit.
you would, because then I would always imagine the paperclip singing it. Cute and soft like Microsoft, and then you'd have this part where you were like, "Are you sure that's what you meant to spell?" I'm a paperclip and a helper as well. You remember that? That was
Yeah, I remember
that's
that
my
part.
favorite part. You said it was a ballad, but it wasn't really.
What?
It was kind of just a jingle.
Well, yeah, with the music though, it was slow and kind of melodic.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. What's that Harry Nilsson song? I can't live. It was kind of like that. You kind of did like really draw it out, which was weird.
Which was weird because you wanted me to sing it while you were in the bath.
I was naked in
that
the bath.
was the grossest part.
You're the one who chose to make it a ballad.
Yeah.
You crooned a love.
I didn't know
song
it was
to me.
going to be whilst you were in the bath.
I said, Andy, I'll give you $5 to bring that piano in here and sing me a song while I'm in the bath, and everything else was your choice. Everything
I
else was
tried
your choice.
to turn the
Yeah.
piano around so my back was to you. You made me
One
turn
of
it
the
around.
lyrics was you calling me cute and soft. Cute and soft.
Did he use the drum setting?
Did you use the drum setting? You did.
Yes.
You had like a Phil Collins breakdown halfway through where it went dum 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 dum. He's cute and soft. Yeah, and you really belted that part. And that's where you earned 4 of your $5.
What I'm trying to say is that if I am paid for something, I will give it my all no matter what, whether it's
So music's something he can
So
do.
something like that?
All right.
He's good at it.
So, $5 bathroom ballads.
That's
So,
not what
you
I
think he
want
should
to
literally
do.
pursue
Literally
$5 bathroom ballads?
Yeah, like just walk up to dads and offer my services.
Angrily, you
Yeah.
have to bust down that door of those dads
So
and baths.
kick doors open while dads are in the
Yes.
bath and yell at them saying, I'll sing a
Demand
song
money.
to them. Okay.
Demand.
You
So
could
just
be
to,
like
just to clarify, a grown man is going to commit B&Es. He's going to break and enter into other grown men's homes while they're bathing and demand $5.
There's so many questions that I
The
have.
only problem I see is
$5.
where are we going to get
Yeah, and how am I going to know if they're having a bath? I mean, how will I
Yeah.
know that?
How will he
apparent
know
when
that?
they're
You could
submerged
draw
in
them a
water.
bath.
It should
What?
be pretty clear when
But
they're
how does he
submerged
know
in
before he
water.
busts in?
Yeah,
Does he
I
just-
won't know.
Steamy windows. You just go and
It
look
could
for
be a
steamy
shower.
windows.
You gotta
I
walk
can't
it.
make this whole thing, okay?
That's
You
right.
have to figure some of this out yourself.
I
If
know.
you want to be
This
successful.
This is the rage that you were
You know
Yes.
what? You could
Yeah.
just go to like be one of those bathroom guys at restaurants that wash your hands for you, but you just sing songs.
An attendant.
There you go.
A $5 attendant.
You know
like
what
that.
we're doing here? We're sort of bringing it
like
into
that.
the world of legitimate employment almost.
I like it.
I have a feeling I would make more money just by doing that as opposed to actually like playing a song for them. I think they
Could
just
be
want
both.
to,
Yeah.
dude, just dry my hands or whatever. Or
I
just
think those
give me a
guys are
mint.
also cocaine dealers a lot
Yeah.
of the time.
I think
they?
they're union as
I think
well.
so.
honestly never.
Yeah.
What? Union?
Union cocaine dealers. Yeah, it's really hard to
Cocaine
get.
dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Well,
they keep
the
those
one-
noses clean.
I never thought about that. Of course they're cocaine dealers.
What?
Of course these guys who are giving you towels and all that stuff are like also deal drugs in the bathroom.
No, I don't think so.
I think,
I've
well,
had some pretty gentle bathroom attendants in my day.
yeah, I don't know. Well,
If
I
were
always
dealing-
feel so weird
Did
when
they
they're there.
sing to you though?
Yeah.
They didn't, and I felt like it was a missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
could've
You could busk in bathrooms.
Bathroom busker. Oh,
I'm not
now
busking
we're doing it.
in-
Now
no,
it's
I'm
even
not.
a
Now
job
it's-
title
yeah,
that sounds
now-
I'm not. I'm not busking in
Yeah.
bathrooms.
So you have your
Bathroom
Yamaha piano
Great acoustics.
on the cross step, and then you have your open case,
Yeah.
which I believe is a soft case, and then you have people tossing coins, and when they toss coins, no,
I don't know how you knew
$5 a
You
jingle.
demand
The-
bills.
Demand more money. It has
Style
to
of
be
piano
folding
and
money.
the
None
make
of this
the piano
change.
that I have.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the best use of my talent.
This is a great idea because what's the best place to busk in a situation where they cannot move? They can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Perfect.
yeah. So I'll just drag my piano there while they're taking a shit and just
Yes.
and
Poo-poo.
start.
and
Let's-
bedazzle
let's
the
not be
pants
crude.
off of them.
A
Oh,
poo-poo.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man, who just talked about jerking off in a toilet with Del Close. I apologize.
It's how Dell would have wanted me to tell the story. It's not how I wanted to tell the story. I'm normally very, nice about my language. I duct tape the bums of old men together.
You said ass.
Yeah, I was telling it the way Dell
well,
would
this
have
is
wanted
your
me
new
to tell it.
career you're talking about. You got to speak.
All
with
right,
some
so
sort of
okay, so I
respect
play
about it.
piano whilst people are on the toilet. And what? How do they give me the money under the
On their
under the
way
stall?
out.
On the way out?
Or under the stall.
They could
Under the stall,
once.
over the bra.
Yeah.
You guys remember that from when you were kids?
No.
Under the stall over the bra.
That was first base. Under the stall.
under the
Under
shirt over the bra.
Under the stall, over the bra.
That was not.
That didn't factor highly into my childhood.
Well,
Different generations,
just me.
I guess.
No.
Generation gap.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
you'd be a
know.
baby boomer. Is it really?
Yeah, I'm a boomer.
A boomer.
Yeah, I
Boom
was
and boomer.
Born during the boom.
Oh, yeah.
My dad came home from World War II. No legs, no arms, fully loaded balls, ready to boom out a baby. Fully loaded. My dad was like
It should have been.
Doritos chips, fully loaded. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. Bathroom busker.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much, Linda Van Hope, for
Remember
that.
to slam doors.
Slam doors and
Kick them down.
and
Demand
inadvertently
money.
murder people or murder people on purpose with my rage.
I believe that's your call.
That's up to me. You
That's
can't.
up to you.
I know you can't condone murder. Okay, thank you.
Linda, finish
This was-
this sentence. Despite all my rage, I am still just
Success coaxed for hire.
That's right. Success coach for hire. This is a fun segment. We always like to give our intern an opportunity to participate and get his chops up because he is training at the Ryerson School to become a professional podcast host of his own podcast. He's not there yet.
Yep.
But Everardo, what little treatsy morsel do you have for us today, for us and Linda to play around with?
All right, this is a game called Banksy or Pranksy.
Okay.
This is kind of a title that I never came around to finding anything else. But since you're kind of like an inspirational success coach sort of person, I find Banksy to be super inspirational with his graffiti art. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to give you some quotes, and you guys are going to guess if that's a Banksy quote or a Pranksy quote, which means not Banksy, from someone else.
Sure, if you're pranking us.
Yeah, but it's not... Yeah.
So Pranksy's not another person.
It doesn't really refer to it being a prank. It's just kind of like not Banksy.
Okay.
I guess
it's a misleading title. I feel like Banksy is Pranksy. You know what I mean? He's always pulling pranks.
That's true.
Kind of like Banksy is that.
I never really thought
Well,
about
let's
it.
let's
but-
just see how
So
it goes.
is
All right.
this Banksy or is this someone completely not Banksy?
Yeah, that's basically the game.
Okay, Banksy, not Banksy. Banksy or Pranksy?
Okay, so first quote. The greatest crimes in the world are not committed by people breaking the rules, but by people following the rules.
Ooh, what do you think, Linda?
I think Pranksy.
You think that's not a Banksy quote?
I think that's not a Banksy quote.
Who do you think
Really?
said it, maybe?
DJ Khaled.
DJ
That is a
Khaled?
Yes.
That's
Do you know who that is,
guess,
Andy?
weirdly.
Andy doesn't know modern music.
Yeah.
He's like the dad in this scenario.
DJ Khaled. He's a DJ.
Sure, yeah. What's he look like?
He's got dreads.
Okay. Oh my God.
Was that too far?
That's the worst thing I could have said.
Is
Of
he
all of
well,
them.
what's a defining characteristic?
His brown sugar eyes. He's got a warm
He's got a brown
essence.
sugar
He's
eyes.
a
Doesn't
big
he have
fat.
dreads? Doesn't
He's
he
a
have
big
dreads?
fat man. He's got like a tight tailored beard.
He
Dreads.
carries a baby.
Oh my God! It doesn't look anything like what I thought he was looking like.
Yeah, you're thinking of the twins from Matrix 2.
Maybe I'm thinking of like Milli Vanilli or something. Milli Vanilli had
I think they had
dreads.
dreads
Not DJs, singers.
or
Oh,
braids.
so
Whatever.
they had
Maybe
braids?
they had braids.
What is it? What are
I
they?
think they were micro braids. I think you're right.
Micro braids.
God.
So that was a Banksy quote.
That was
Really?
Banksy. I would have guessed Banksy. Banksy hates the rules.
Let's do another one. Let's see.
If Banksy sees a rule, hates it, breaks it. You should see Banksy in a 50 speed zone. Yeah, just look for the car going 55.
Okay, next quote. What appears to be a breakdown is actually a breakthrough. The worst day of your life is actually the best day of your life.
Okay.
Is this Jim Belushi the death of his brother? I feel like that's a possibility. What do you think, Linda?
I think it is Oscar winner Tom Hanks.
Why would you say that? This is a
It's just
Pranksy bet.
making-
No,
What?
because he's a popular man and he's got a positive flow.
He's very positive.
Positive flow. So,
So he's a rapper.
Yeah.
yeah. So you're diving into
He's
Tom.
America's everyman. He can do. I would. He wrote a book.
I feel like he stopped being America's everyman. You know what I mean?
Don't you dare say that.
You feel he still is?
Isn't he playing like Mr. Rogers?
Oh,
I think
is
so.
Yeah. So,
so.
yes, that was definitely.
He's.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something a bit off about him these days. Something off.
What?
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
ever
dare.
since
We
that
have
David
one
Pumpkins shit, he's like,
I think honestly, ever since that movie where he played a vague Eastern European stuck in the terminal, you remember the movie The Terminal? That was a weird choice. And ever since then, because he was kind of playing like Mork crossed with like Balky,
Jesus.
living inside like a duty-free, bottle zone or whatever.
Well, he's going to play Mr. Rogers, and that seems like a perfect,
Maybe. If you told me this years ago, I'd say yeah. Still
who
married
else could play Mr. Rogers?
The Rock. Dwayne The
Absolutely,
Rock Johnson.
absolutely,
Give us the
absolutely.
Mr. Rogers we want.
A
And
really tight cardigan?
Every puppet is played by Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Kevin Hart is a king. Kevin Hart is a postman. Kevin Hart is, I don't know, whatever the other puppets. Train conductor.
so that was a quote from Pastor Blaine. He's kind of one of these like hip young pastors for Justin Bieber and the
Don't
likes.
ask me what he looks like.
Pastor Blaine.
Pastor Blaine.
Yeah, what do you
Pastor
think?
Blaine.
I don't know what he looks like. What do you think he looks like, Andy? Don't Google it.
I think he has a
told-
neo-Nazi haircut and full sleeve tattoos.
That's dead on.
A great guess.
That's exactly what he looks
Linda
like.
Van Hope.
And he has one of those
Knocking it
like
out of the
long shirts. You know those long shirts that are in now?
Long shirts.
Yeah, they're like long T-shirts.
You're talking about a dress?
They're kind of like a dress, but they also have like a wide
This guy?
like a wide neck.
Oh, like a dress. You're describing. It's got some fringe. You know, you can wear it on your wedding.
And it's like
a shirt.
kind of like frill at the bottom.
Justin Bieber listens to this guy?
Yeah,
oh wait,
that's
no, that's a different. That's a different. pastor.
That is not Pastor Blaine, right?
That's not the
No,
Pastor
find
Blaine.
a different
I know.
Pastor Blaine.
Am I spelling him wrong? Blain or Blane?
Blayne.
Oh, no.
That's
Of course it is.
Of course it is. What? That's not him either. That is not him, right?
Stop pulling up.
Maybe his name's not Blaine.
What? You
What?
don't know what it is?
Who is this guy?
I could have sworn his name was Pastor Blaine.
Yeah, just type in Justin
search,
Bieber's pastor.
Justin Bieber's pastor. But he's like a hipster pastor, and it's like this is like a whole new thing.
Hipster, pastor. Cha, cha,
There's actually
cha,
one
cha,
of these
cha.
churches, I think, in Toronto. I think it's
There is.
called, like
I-
C3 or
I thought it was a coffee shop,
C3.
and I accidentally stayed for a sentence.
Feels like a coffee
No.
shop.
Yeah.
What?
They had a guitar, and I was too awkward
That's
to leave.
totally who. Oh God.
Ew.
Oh,
What is his
God.
actual name?
That's
Okay.
That's,
His name's not Blaine, then I guess.
Mama like.
Sorry.
Does Mama like that?
Mama
ripped
likes
man?
that.
I mean, he is
Yeah.
a ripped man.
Yeah.
All right, and third.
He looks like a combination of like who's that guy? Who's that like creep photographer for Vice?
Oh yeah, Terry Richardson.
It's like Terry Richardson, but like
Terry Richardson post prison body.
like
Just
if Terry Richardson got affected by the ooze from Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, and turned into like, you know, the ripped rhinoceros version of Terry Richardson. That's what he looks like. Really, I'm just reacting to those awful clear framed glasses.
Yeah,
You know, I might
he's
be a
probably
baby
bad.
boomer dad, but I have pretty nuanced opinions on modern fashion.
Well, yeah, that seems like something that a baby boomer dad would have opinions on.
You think so? You should see me dabbing at sports games when they cut to me on the Jumbotron. I dab for a bit, and then it's all thumbs up.
all right.
All right, third and final quote. War is literally one of the worst things ever.
Whoa.
Who said that?
Is that-
Banksy
That's-
or Pastor Blaine?
Oh,
that's
the
Banksy.
the only
Those
two
are
options are
options?
Those are the two options.
This should have been called Banksy or Pastor Blaine.
Yeah. Well,
Pranksy.
next time.
Just trying to get cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that again and I'll fucking tape your ass cheeks together with duct tape.
Watch out for the fish.
War is literally one of the worst things ever. Linda Van Hope, is that Banksy or is that Pastor Blaine?
You know, I feel like it's a setup, so I'm gonna go with Pastor Blaine.
It's hard to believe that would be Banksy.
It is Banksy.
No, what are you talking about?
Of course, it's
There.
He
Banksy.
wrote it on the wall in Israel.
What?
You know that wall that he painted?
He didn't write war is like literally. What's the quote?
War is literally one of the worst things ever.
How is it one of? What is worse?
Someone cheating on you is worse than war.
Yeah, I agree.
Disagree. Hard disagree.
Someone cheating on you is the worst thing that can happen.
Anyway.
You know what'd be the worst thing to happen is like if a bomb was falling on your town and you were like, we gotta get out of here, and you ran home to find your wife and bring her to safety, and she was cheating on you.
Yeah, that would be.
Tell me one thing that's worse than that.
I'd prefer a war, personally.
Okay.
That's why
I
you're
prefer any
That's why
wife.
you're my beautiful boy,
Yeah,
the hell?
we're on the kind of on the same wavelength.
Andy. If you want to be my beautiful boy, you got to get on board with the things I believe, the things I
You think
love.
cheating is worse than war?
You know,
Then-
it's an opinion I hold, and Everardo knows
There's
the
nothing
value.
wrong with that.
So like
To him
20 million
personally?
Russians died in World War II, but that's not as bad as.
That's so interesting to me that's the
Yeah,
number.
that's the statistic
That's the
you
side
bring
you
up.
pick.
20 million Russians.
They did.
Sure.
They did.
So do you want me to go to this? Do you want me to go into the Holocaust? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I'm just.
6 million, which is terrible.
I feel like you saw the obvious ones, and then you got.
and I went. I
you
went
got-
to the side. I'm not going to go. I don't go down
You're
the
like,
obvious
you know what?
road.
I'm gonna give them.
20 million Russians died, and that was.
I'm gonna give the figure that no one else dares give. I'm gonna give the Jeopardy figure. Oh yeah. We all know about 6 million Jews, but are you familiar with the 20 million
20 million
Russians?
Russians. They won the war. Essentially, they fought like I mean, it was a
30 million Americans died in Pearl Harbor.
That is not true.
in the
I
village
do-
of Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, they were all there.
I do appreciate you trying to give like these other facts that maybe people don't know.
I'm
like
just
everyone
saying
knows
the
the
Russians
6 million.
They sacrificed a lot for our freedom, actually. So we should give them their due.
Pooh boy.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
No, we should. No, we shouldn't.
Sure.
I mean, it was terrible. Stalin was terrible. He just basically threw people. Anyway, I don't know if I can.
The Russians suffered. No
I
one's
think
denying.
it's yeah.
No one's denying that the Russians suffered. Listen,
They did.
And no one's denying that.
The Russian people.
cheating-
Linda Van Hope is coming out strong against the Reds.
Yeah, you're saying what
Real
you
strong.
mean.
Pummeling.
Yeah, you got to pummel some of that rage positivity into them. Well, Everardo, that was a very successful game.
Another great game. Maybe we'll come back sometime.
I love it. I wrote a book on positivity once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was called Eat, Pray, Eat.
Oh.
Eat.
Oh, 8 eats.
Love to eat.
I love it.
It
I
was
love
mostly a cookbook, but it was recipes designed to engender feelings of goodwill.
Okay.
You remember my cookbook, Andy?
Yeah, I do. I remember you were really focused on it for about 3 months.
Yeah.
You wouldn't talk to me. You basically just locked yourself in your room.
It was my passion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had to fend for myself as a child, so that was
That's
a little
right.
weird. But
That's right.
but yeah, I guess you came out and
You were living alone with me. Mom was gone during this time,
Yeah.
and I was pretty focused on my.
funny how it was all about a cookbook. But that's where I learned to cook, because you wouldn't cook me any food.
Yeah, and most of my recipes were just me hollering through the door and saying, "What you cooking out there, Andy?"
Yeah.
And then you would tell me what you were struggling to make, and then I would jot it down and put a nice spin on it.
I was so small, my tiny hands couldn't reach the little knobs on the stove and everything. And
That's right.
It was really.
So it's
great.
mostly cereal, mostly cold things.
Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I tried at some point to use the stove, but that ended in disaster.
Yeah.
So
we had one of my favorite meals, which you designed, was called 3 pieces of unbuttered bread, and but which I called Crust Never Sleeps,
Oh,
which is a nod to Neil Young.
I see that.
And then I asked Neil Young for permission to use his image for this one page of my cookbook, and he famously told me, no. And then I went ahead with it. And
But that's the kind of person you are. You'll just go. You just push through.
I repaid him by giving him the idea for Pono.
Wait, you came up with Pono.
I did. That's how I eventually repaid him. I said, "Will it make things right if I give you an idea for a invention that is I don't know what it is, but
It's a music player that plays music at a really, really high quality, and it's
yeah,
super
he
expensive.
came up with all that stuff. but I
Okay,
just
so
said-
you just said a music player? Hey,
I
the
said-
iPod, do that.
I didn't
but
even say
better.
music player. I said,
Oh.
you got to invent something, and it's got to be called Pono. And he loved
You
the
just
name
came up
so
with the word Pono.
He loved the name so much that 15 years later, he figured out how to use it for a product. But it sopped up the bad blood between us. Put a Band-Aid on the bad blood.
Well,
Sopped it up like unbuttered bread.
Hell yeah,
oh,
sister.
nice.
Hell yeah. So, it was a good cookbook experience, and I dedicated it to you. Breadicated it to you. All of the recipes were bread. Linda, is there anything else you want to get to before we say goodbye forever?
Yeah, I want to push my book.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Thank you. It's called You Gotta Want It More Than the Next Guy.
That's a good title.
Yeah, and it's about taking things from men. This
Oh,
book is
okay, I get it.
really focused on getting it back.
Oh, that's good. That's like feminist reparations. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. So you are a feminist.
Sure.
Sure. And who among us isn't?
Right?
Andy.
I
But who
am a
among
total feminist.
The rest of us.
Yes.
Andy, you're not a feminist. You're a men's rights activist.
That is not true.
Yes, you are.
Not true.
You run a pickup artist collective.
That is not true.
Yes, it is.
Dad, I don't do that.
Andy, your best friend is Dmitri the Russian. Dmitri the Greek. He's your best friend.
That's not true.
You know this guy?
I don't, but it sounds like you do have a lot of rage against women. Why don't you use that to make money?
I don't have any rage against women, and if I did, I wouldn't use it to make any kind of money.
This is great advice. Linda's, helping you funnel, pummel, and channel
Channel. You gotta channel it.
your misogynist rage
Yes.
into
No.
a lucrative career as
Why-
a pickup artist speaker.
Yes.
So wait,
crooner.
okay.
Bathroom crooner.
A
So
bathroom
you want me to be
crooner.
a
Yeah.
rage bathroom crooner?
It's not
to
what I
women?
want. It's
Oh
what
my
you want.
God.
I didn't say to women.
Because
I
I
said
don't
to
like
men.
them, so I break into women's bathrooms and play the piano angrily at them.
Are you having a tinkle? Maybe a stinkle? I'll tell you what stinks, it's women. You could really rake it in. You could rake
In
it
a
in.
woman's bathroom, you want
No,
me to sing that?
you
I
do
said
that
men's. I said men's
in a men's
bathroom.
bathroom,
Oh, men's
at a
bathroom.
pickup artist conference.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well,
Talk
sorry.
about how much you hate women, which evidently is right at the surface.
Not true.
Yeah.
And you could
Okay.
make $5
'Cause I thought for a second-
a jingle.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I honestly thought that you wanted me to break into women's bathrooms, but now that I know it's in men's
This
bathrooms,
this
and I'm still
isn't
singing.
Porky's, Andy. This is good, wholesome,
Porky's
misogynist
Porky's
bathroom
was
busking.
in the men's was in the men's bathroom.
All right.
There was a hole,
A
and there was
glory
the glory
hole.
hole, and they saw it, and that's the difference.
In my day, a glory hole was just a nice hole that you had carved into a wall so that you could look at your wife changing against her knowledge.
Simpler times.
It was simpler times. Anything else you wanted to share, Linda? Anything else you wanted to promote or say or anything?
I'm a huge fan of Jennifer Jokes on Twitter.
Oh,
There you go. Oh wow,
that's interesting.
that's interesting.
She's very rage filled. So kindred spirits.
At
So-
Jennifer Jokes on Twitter. Mm-hmm. You can get some good jokes from that. She's got a lot of followers, I've noticed.
She's doing okay.
She's doing great. That's all the dirty work. That's all the news that's fit to print, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my son, Andy, whose favorite comedian is Jim Belushi.
He's not bad.
And who can't say enough about the movie where Jim Belushi and a dog are cop partners.
That's
He recommends
K9,
it.
and there's also Mr. Destiny.
That's
Those are two
K9.
good
Check out
films.
K9. Check out Mr. Destiny if you want to see two Jim Belushi vehicles that you won't forget. And, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Andy, my gorgeous son. And everyone else, goodbye.